I'm always recognizant to say that we've reached peak insanity in Canada, because with Mark Carney and the Liberals, you never know what the heck is coming next. But judges in Canada are now levying lighter sentences against convicted criminals because they are worried that a conviction may wind up hurting the likelihood they stay in this country. You heard that right. Criminals who have been charged with serious crimes are getting lighter sentences in Canada now because judges state that they are worried that a conviction would see the likelihood that they're able to stay in the country go down. Are you effing insane? I kid you not. There's a recent story, a man, it's a disgusting story, essentially abused a very young woman. He was caught. They went to sentencing, and the judge said, well, due to the fact that a conviction would mean that in all likelihood you'd be deported, I'm going to give you a more lenient sentence. Earth to Liberals. I know this is incredibly hard for you to get through your woke skull, where you see everything through this worldview of oppressor, but we don't want criminals here. They do not make the country any better. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at any of the most recent polling, but 75% of Canadians say enough to immigration. Look at what's going on with our housing market. It's insanity. With our job market, with our healthcare. These are not just, we see it on a day-to-day basis, everyday Canadians, and we know it, but the data backs us up. We cannot withstand more people. Yet Mark Carney said another 1 million people in the year 2025, and they've even stopped sharing the data. It's disgusting. But Earth to Liberals. We want criminals out of this country. It recently came out. There are 600 criminals, known criminals in Canada, who are roaming our streets, who the government has just lost track of. They're immigrants to this country with serious convictions, and the government has simply lost track of them. 600 people. If you live in major cities, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can tell the number of people who are not, we do not want in this country here, and the government just announcing 600 they've completely lost track of. The government also recently announced that background checks on all immigrants coming into the country are not based on their criminal records from the country that they're coming from. Rather, they're based on their criminal record in Canada. Hey, Earth to Liberals. I know this is not the most intelligent bunch, but if you're coming to Canada, if you're arriving in Canada, you are not going to have a pre-existing criminal record here. You have to look at the criminal record in the place that they're coming from. I kid you not. This is a new law in Canada. Immigrants arriving here, they do a criminal record check in Canada. It's almost as though the Liberals want criminals here. I don't understand the psychology. I don't understand the sick worldview that these people have, but it's so disrespectful to the Canadians that have ancestors died World War I, World War II. It's really gross what's going on. But we need to wake the hell up and realize we need to pass new laws that say if you are convicted of a crime in Canada as an immigrant, you're booted out immediately. It doesn't have to be a serious crime. These people are not contributing to our society. GDP per capita, 50 country measured. Canada came dead last, but despite the fact we're such a resource-rich country. Immigration is killing this country, yet the Liberals say, come on in, another 1 million people. And you know exactly why it is. It's because an incredibly small percentage of people, Mark Carney and his buddies at Brookfield, I can't say the other organizations because they'll ban the video, but if you're in the top 0.01% and you make a hell of a lot of money off of our housing surplus, our job surplus, then this past decade has been absolutely fantastic for you. But for regular, everyday Canadians, it's been an absolute abject catastrophe. And the Liberals continue to invite it more and more and more. It's very sick. It's not an exaggeration to say these people hate you. They've seen the data. This is not just random anecdotes. They've seen the data. They know that immigration is hurting everyday Canadians. They continue to say, invite another 1 million, and we've already allowed 8 million in over the past decade, to allow another 1 million, and stop tracking the numbers. Rather than saying, oh, we're going to listen to the public, they don't want anymore, they say, we're going to stop giving you the information. And better yet, we're going to pass a bill, Bill C-63, the Online Harms Act, that can see you under house arrest or thrown in jail if you criticize our immigration policy. It's a classic authoritarian tactic, and Mark Carney and the Liberals are more quickly pulling Canada towards Russia towards China, despite the fact we have this woke veneer of being this liberal country. It couldn't be further from the truth. These people are tyrannical. If you don't fall in line with their woke worldview, they want you gone. They want you replaced, and that's exactly what they're doing. If you're interested in supporting my work, hit the link in my bio. Grab some gear, donate, subscribe to my Substack. I'm setting up rallies because we have to physically get in the streets on Saturday, September 13th, as well as Saturday, September 27th. If you're in the Ottawa area, let me know, on Parliament Hill, because clearly our government does not give two damns about the polling. They're going to continue to push these horrendous laws into place regardless of what the Canadian people think. So we need to physically get out on the streets, because I know there's a hell of a lot of Canadian patriots, but it's only the liberal loonies that I see taking over our streets on a daily basis. So we have to do the same, get our message across. The Canadian patriots are not going to be shut up any longer.